The 123 Toyed here with Aaron. Aaron, why don't you tell me a little about your speaker? I really like it. It's a really cool design.
Well, it's not an overnight sensation.
It's not. Okay, good to know.
So I started these from total scratch, and I really wanted to spend a lot of time this time around fine-tuning what drivers I actually picked. The last couple of sets or stereos that I've built have been, I know a lot more now than I did.
Yeah,
So,
that's one of the great things about DIY, right?
Yes.
Learning curve, yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
This has got to be my fourth or fifth pair, and they're only getting better.
Nice.
So I use the LCD a lot, or the design cookbook for a lot of the box formulas.
Which what he's referring to, if you guys don't know, is the loudspeaker design cookbook, which is probably the best cookbook or speaker design.
It's the best cookbook out of any cookbook in the world, really.
Yeah. Betty Crocker, move over.
Anyway, I tuned the box based off of I think it's a BBF3 alignment.
Okay, great.
And so it's not at all linear, or what is that? It doesn't have a
flat or linear.
No,
result.
the Q is not. It's a little bit higher than 0.707.
So I'm gonna ask you this because most people are gonna ask you, because you did the box design, you also did the crossover design. Crossover design's on the back. Why is the crossover design there, and why is why did you do the box and that desire? Yeah.
To keep it a little bit more simple, I apologize.
No, you're fine.
The design goal with this project was to make something compact that I can fit on a desk and take into dorms and apartments because I'm an engineering student at the University of Toledo.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I have no room at all for large things. And this, so I needed something with decent bass response if I don't have a subwoofer, which at the moment I do not.
So you expect these to be run full range?
Yes, these are, right now I've been running them full range. They are usable down to roughly 50 hertz.
Which is great for music.
It is.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of stuff with those floor rattling lows, but I don't miss it with these at all.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, it's not there, but at the same time, it's like all that is feel.
Absolutely. And you mentioned earlier that you put the crossover kind of on the back because when you put it in there, it affected your response.
This box on the back here is actually housing the crossover because they would not fit inside the enclosure. The only place I could actually put them is right in front of the vent. And I experimented with that placement a little bit and actually cut my bass response considerably. So,
do you have a plan for that in the future?
Not build anything this small ever again. It really is a pain. I did it once. I think I'm okay graduating up a step.
It is interesting, like going with the smaller ones. And we talked about some of the components you used. It looks like you used the Hi-Vi B4N and the BC25 by Peerless, right?
I selected those drivers. I'm a high efficiency junkie, but obviously this is not high efficiency at all.
What, 85 decibels or somewhere around?
I picked these drivers for their crossover frequencies. These actually crossed right around 3,000 hertz, which is pretty high.
Most bookshelves. Yeah.
Most bookshelves cross around 2,500. These cross a little bit higher, still outside of vocal range. It's at the higher end, whatever.
Sure.
How
do you say it? Lower, high? Yeah, because it's which one are you referring to? Right,
4,000 hertz is where you don't want it to go.
Right.
Anyway, it's safely below that, and I'm using a second order Butterworth slope, slightly modified to fit conditions here.
That's awesome. And is this your graph right here?
Yes, this is my.
So is this the? Now, did you actually take these response measurements? Okay, how'd you do that?
This is actually my first set of speakers I've built based off of purely measurements. So I have a Dayton Omni mic sitting in my car right now, and I have Room EQ Wizard on my laptop.
Isn't that a great program?
Dude, it's
awesome. That. Yeah.
I mean, it's the best.
Now, how do you like your Omni mic, by the way?
I love it. It's the easiest mic I have to use, and I have a USB interface. So
I have a UMIC one, and I've been considering upgrading to Omni mic.
You know what? If it works, it works.
Yeah.
I really only use it for measurement, but I like it for the ease. It's got a USB port in the back, so I've screwed with interfaces before, and it's just a nightmare with all after you have an amp and you have your ladder with your speaker on it, and then all of this other stuff. It's just.
I have a retaining wall, so I get it a little bit easier. But So you did all that. You brought them outside. You put them on the ladder.
I didn't get any pictures of it, but how I actually measured these was as anechoic as possible.
Sure.
I went out into my backyard, which is a decent size, and I took 6 car tires, stacked them on top of each other, and then put a footstool on top of that.
For the microphone to get up, or the speaker?
The speaker was about 6 feet off the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And that's any interference you get is going to be below 50 or 60, or 50 or 60 hertz, which at that point I don't really care about.
Right.
If I'm talking about just crossovers, anything above 100 is fine.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, and then I put my mic 1 meter away and took some phase and magnitude measurements. So these are phase accurate as far as I am concerned.
This is how you do it, guys. Like, this is it. This is the real deal, man. Like, I'm very impressed, and that's what kind of brought me over to this. Is one, it's a small bookshelf speaker, because a lot of people don't want the large towers, and I love the fact that you did this. I think it is, I believe every time you design a new speaker from scratch, there's something you're going to learn from it.
Oh yeah, I've definitely learned quite a few things from doing these things I won't repeat.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Aaron. Thanks a lot. Thanks for speaking with me. I appreciate it. And make sure to watch the video so you can see yourself.
I will.
All right. Appreciate it.